As we reported, the Trump administration announced it is stopping some weapons shipments to Ukraine, even as Russia is intensifying its attacks. A White House official says the pause is part of a larger review by the Defense Department, which is looking into all weapons shipments to other countries. Ukraine's defense ministry says it was not officially notified of any stop in U.S. shipments. The country is currently facing a new offensive from Russian forces in its eastern region. Here is what the Pentagon had to say about the decision.
The Department of Defense continues to provide the president with robust options regarding military aid to Ukraine, consistent with his goal of bringing this tragic war to an end.
Joining me now is CBS News Pentagon reporter Eleanor Watson. Thank you for being here. What else is the administration saying about this pause?
Very little, which is in contrast to earlier this year in March when the administration was vocal about pausing shipments of weapons committed under the Biden administration and pausing intelligence sharing as part of a pressure campaign to get Ukrainian President Zelensky to take part in the peace process that President Trump campaigned on. This time, still without a peace deal, the administration is being a bit more evasive. The Pentagon, in a briefing today, said it would not provide the types of weapons, the quantity, or the timeline for when a pause might lift. It said that this pause was part of a review the Pentagon is conducting of munitions to multiple countries, not just Ukraine. But it's hard not to see this as potentially the administration starting to slowly walk away from U.S. support of Ukraine.
Now, the administration says one reason is because the U.S.'s own stockpile is low. Do we have any idea how long that shortage will last and if the U.S. will provide Ukraine with more weapons anytime soon?
Stockpile concerns aren't necessarily new. Under the last administration, with each new weapon system that Ukraine requested, the military initially said, no, we don't have enough to spare. And then President Biden approved of the idea, and then the military found a way to get to yes. This pause that the Trump administration is instituting now won't have an immediate effect, but it does send a signal of potentially wavering commitment of weapons to provide to Ukraine at a time when, as you mentioned, Russia is only increasing its bombardments of Ukrainian cities.
And the Pentagon's chief spokesman also addressed the U.S. strikes on Iran's nuclear program. What did he have to say there?
Yeah, Pentagon spokesperson Sean Parnell gave the clearest, most specific details yet from the Trump administration about the impact of the U.S. strikes on Iran, saying that the B-2 bombers may have degraded Iran's nuclear program by 1 to 2 years. That adds up to severe damage or destruction, but does not equal the language that the president and Secretary Hegseth have used of total obliteration. Now, that time range is just part of initial assessments that will continue, but is the clearest timeline we've gotten from the administration so far on the impacts.
All right, Eleanor Watson for us. Thank you.